Hi, folks, I'm Matt, and welcome to my Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how.
That wasn't bad, was it?
Matt Bookins on the mic, hit the hyperdrive. 9K strong, rebel staying alive. Expand the universe, we deep in the lore. Legends in the books, yeah, we back for more. Dice rolling, balls spread across the map. Strategy kings, no time for a nap. From Carlson streets to indoor trees. Board game tactics, moves like a breeze. 9K strong, the force is here. Matt Wilkins channel, grab a chair. Star Wars dreams, the board game stream. Celebrating now, it's the ultimate team. Far, but it feels so near. Legends never die, keep the vision clear. Thrawn tactics, Mara Jade's glare. Tim's on blocks, yo, we been there. Board game nights, settling Catan. Dice roll hot, got the master plan. Wilkins crew got subs in the fleet. Rebels unite, universe complete. From Alderaan ashes to Tatooine suns. Legends stay alive and the fun's never done. Flip the script, no canon can bind. The expanded universe always on the grind.
Wow. 3 weeks since I was last here. 3 weeks. It's a good thing I planned ahead. I had 4 weeks of videos. So I have one more week, I think. I was moving my videos ahead. I'm so glad. I lost internet. No. I had 2 weeks and I went to my parents' house and uploaded a few more because I didn't have internet for 3 weeks because we live in a third world country here in Louisiana. They have no idea. The storm was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks. And Comcast told me, oh, you have internet. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. If I did, well, something must be wrong with your equipment. And then they kept asking me if I wanted to get Scran, I would have you on, but the last time I had you on, it took me 3 weeks to get my internet back. Anyway, then the guy comes out there. They really don't. They called 3 times asking if I still needed a technician because they're showing I have a great signal. And I was like, no, there is a cable line in my front yard. It is laying down in my front yard. And when the guy pulled up, he pulled back out because he ran over the cable line, got out of his car and looked at it like, what's this doing here? And looked up and then came to my door and say, I got to put the cable line up. Yeah, I know. Okay. And so he went and put the cable line up. You should be getting cable now. I'll check if you got a good signal. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I want to move to AT&T fiber so bad. I want to do it so bad. Oh, the meetup. I talked to Brian about it. There's a surprising city that's getting the love. There's 3 cities right now that are getting love. I can't tell you which ones because it may change. It may change. I'm pulling for 2 of the 3. Yeah. And I don't know when, but Brian and I are working on that. Just another meetup would be great. There's a spot that Meg prefers the best. And so I'm leaning toward that because I really want to see Meg on More Civilized Age. Originally, the plan was at the last meetup for Ryan, myself, and Meg to all show up and do the live. And we did, but Meg got called out, and she does a lot of theater now. She came out with a video, if y'all didn't see. She came out. She's back, baby. But she is busy. She's found a new love. That's theater, stage theater. She's really good. She gets on a lot of shows. She got precast for a show, and she thought, if I don't have to show up to auditions, I'll come, because auditions were that weekend of the fan meetup. And no internet is so uncivilized. I agree. I can't wait. I'd also like to see Scran too there, but she didn't know if she could, she was precast and she have to show up to auditions, and it turns out she did to read against the other people, so she couldn't come. So anyway, you want to say hello?
No, we got mail.
You got mail.
Yeah, I died.
Okay.
The mailman.
Okay.
Mail
Mail. We got mail outside. Well, we got internet too for the first time in 3 weeks. Come here.
Yeah,
I want you to tell everyone what is going on today.
hockey players.
You're going to a hockey game?
Yeah, but I go. Me and Ella birthday.
Well, it's your birthday party. Your birthday's next week. But your birthday party is this week. It's today, right?
Yes, now.
And what's this in your hand?
Hockey jet.
Hockey stick. And who do you love in hockey? Let's
Hockey
go.
players.
Let's go.
What the thing?
Moccasins. They're a local minor league team or something. And he is a huge fan.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Let's go Moccasins. Is that what you say?
Yeah, we can help with the moccasins.
Yeah, we say let's go Moccasins.
Daddy, you go get the mail.
Bubba, I will get the mail in a very long minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay, love you. Let's go Moccasins. Wait, and for baseball, we say, let's go. What? For base, Mets. Let's go Mets.
Yeah.
And then Juan Soto is
Bonehead.
Bonehead. All right, go on. Get out and play. Oh, boy. Hello from the UK. Hello, hello, hello. You finished Han Solo's Revenge. Solid book. Yep. It is. Catching up on all the events. Got potential spam here. That's awesome. Hang up on that. So, yes, it's been a month, hasn't it? Or 3 weeks for me. When I did my last stream, got caught off impromptu. I was like, oh, no, the electricity went out. And then, as you guys know, Energy didn't get it on for 2 weeks. And then, 9 days. I can't exaggerate. 9 days. 9 days. And then exactly 3 weeks ago was the stream. I have not had internet until right now. 9:40 he left. And I said, I'm doing this stream. I'm getting it out of the way. It was November when I hit 9K. And to be honest, the idea was to get 9 streams around the holidays when I was off. But when I was off, it was just one whirlwind after the next. And so I didn't do that many streams. So, well, January, I even said that 3 weeks ago, I'm going to nip this in the bud. We need to get this done in January. We didn't. But February, mid-February at that, we got it done. Let's see. What other news can I give? Yeah, it sucked. What other news can I give? If anyone doesn't know, last year, but tad bit, if you came to the meetup, you heard. At the meetup, I was a week into it. I just found out that I was getting released from work. I had layoffs. And I told everyone at the meetup because, oh well, it happens. But then I got picked up. I'm still with my company. They provided me another job, thankfully, and I'm with them. And I'm very thankful to be with them. And love my new team. My new team is a team that I worked with last year a lot. And so if I could be on anyone's team, it would be that team. They're very awesome. And I'm happy to be part of their team. My old team, who let me go, they've been busted up starting next week. So they got even smaller. So, yeah, at least none of them lost their job. Even though I would be remiss to say that I was wondering if they would. But, not that I don't want bad things to happen to that old team. The boss, maybe. I don't know. The big boss, definitely. Definitely. But anyway, so I thought, starting a new year, going to be a good year. And of course, work-wise, it's been decent. But home-wise, without power for 9 days, internet for 3 weeks, and I still have holes in my roof. But the thing is, I had an adjuster come out last week to look over. It's my readers. I have to have reader glasses now. To look over the roof. And he's going to give me that quote. It's going to be next week when I hear back from the insurance company. I've got to deal with that. My roofer also has other people. He's a construction company, so he can fix just about everything. He's going to give me all the quotes and everything. A roofer came by yesterday. Was like, hey, I saw a tarp. You need a new roof? Dude, 3 weeks ago, the storm came. And you're coming out here 3 weeks later, seeing if people need roof work? I'm sorry, bro. I said, no, I already got a roofer. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, and you're driving around. He saw the tarp on my roof. Yeah, I'm going to fix it, goofball. But I got to get the insurance to see what they'll pay. So we're trying to get him to pay the whole roof. If you don't know, 2 trees fell on the roof. Two. And the thing is, that night, I heard a big crash. And I was like, that hit the house. And I didn't know what it was because it's still 5:30, still kind of early in the morning. I walked out in my backyard, couldn't see anything. I was like, okay. Walked out the front yard, couldn't see anything. I was like, well, we have woods right next to our. I said, maybe it was just right in the woods. Maybe that's what it was. And then that morning, every morning, I'd go out and open up the garage and turn on my car to charge my battery and warm up because it's freezing cold. It was like low 40s, high 30s in this house. In the house. It's like only 10 degrees warmer. And so I lifted up the garage door, trees in my face. I was like, no. So basically destroyed the garage part. They're going to fix that. The destroyed the concrete in the parking lot. They're going to fix in my little driveway. They're going to fix that. An ugly ascend table that my wife has, that smashed outside. It's ugly. So whatever money they give me, I'm going to give it to her if she promises. She wants to use that money to buy another thick glass top for it. But it's an ugly. It's got like 4 dolphins sticking their noses up, and you put the glass on their 4 noses, and it holds up the. But I guess the ice that was melting, some ice from the roof fell on that table on this side and flipped it over. That table, that glass is heavy. I can't lift it by myself. Like when we moved it, I had to get 2 people. I had to get another person to help me move it. It's thick and heavy, and that thing shattered. Now, here's the thing. The piece that shattered off, it's still too big to fit in the garbage can. Am I going to have to break that thing again just to kind of throw the rest in the garbage can? The break wasn't big enough to break it in 2. So about a third of it's gone, but it's still a big glass. I don't know how to throw that away. And then plus there's little shards of glass, little specks of glass in the concrete. And I think my buddy has one of those little Rover vacuums or whatnot. And I'm going to ask him if I can borrow it so I can, clean out the backyard. Because if the girls or my kids go out there barefoot, which sometimes they do, they're going to shred their feet. So I cleaned up the glass yesterday, cleaned up the rest of the limbs. I need to cut off the bush in the front. It got totally demolished. So I'm just going to kill it off. That may be what I'll do today. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to do this stream. So yeah, really early stream. It's only going to be 30 minutes to finish off the complete hour of the stream. And that's only because I really wanted to do this first. It's going to be a busy day. My kids are having a birthday, even though their birthday isn't until next Sunday. My wife decided to do it today because Valentine's Day. I don't understand. But anyway, so we're doing that. I'm taking them to a hockey game, all the kids to a hockey game. They love hockey. We have a local hockey team. My son loves it. He's a big fan. So we're going there. I want to play with board. Scran, you should have moved to Louisiana. You should have moved here. That way we could have played board games together. But anyway. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. The channel, I've recorded so many podcasts. I don't have internet, but I was able to record podcasts. So I got podcasts I need to upload and all that good stuff. I got like tons of things I have to get done. But like I said, the stream kind of comes first for me, at least. Other than that, let me see. What have I got going on? Let me see. I did the last for Prince of the Universe. The last podcast I'd recorded was Heath, and it was right before the storm. So thankfully, now I can upload the next ones. I'm going to review Highlander, the TV show, periodically now, starting at episode 450, all the way to episode 500. All the way to episode 500. I'm going to just break down the seasons in like 2 parts, I think. So I recorded those while I was, snowed in. And there's some other ones too that Wes and I did, and I can't remember what they were now. And then Saturday morning Samoflange. Let me see where I stopped there. Yeah, the last one came out today on top 5 TV shows I want to rewatch. I did record the ones TV shows I never finished. That was the last one I'd recorded. So next week I had one more in the can for that. Because after Stephen was here, my old roommate was here, I had a lot of other topics for him. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other recorded podcasts. Because that's all I could do was record podcasts on my own time and couldn't do anything else. So yeah, it was kind of it's kind of crazy there. No board games being played lately. Although Monday I'm off for President's Day. I got to take my son to a doctor's appointment. And then after that, I'm hoping one of my buddies can come over all day and play. Boy, I'm starving for games. Speaking about starving. So it's not funny, but it is. I ate somewhat unhealthy. Okay. I didn't eat that much. And what I was eating was soda and junk food. And I was partially when I was here at the house because the water had gone bad. So you couldn't drink the water anymore. There's a boiling order. I couldn't boil it during the winter storm. So we had sodas. So I drank a little bit of soda. I brushed my teeth. And then some chips, pork rinds, whatever, cold, dry food, snacks we had around the house. There's a jar of pickles that went through sparingly and other things. Tried to throw stuff out in the freezer, refrigerated stuff, tried to get rid of that, some little yogurts or whatnot. But eating so poorly has damaged my soul. Oh, and my stomach. So issues abound with me right now. I have the winter storm gave me health issues. And it's not a big deal. But something happened and I have to have a surgery. So and I told the doc, I said, it'll be fine. Give me a week. He went, okay, we'll give you a week. And he scheduled my surgery for 2 Mondays from now. So he's not very hopeful. I'm not either anymore. I've given up. It's just my fault, just from all the food and stuff. And we have a little, it's not serious, but But anyway, if you see me grimacing in the next couple of weeks, because this is what you want your doctor to say, right? He goes, it's painful. I went, it is? He went, very painful. I went, really? He said, yeah. And I went, well, you make it sound so appeasing, doc. And he goes, yeah, I mean, we're going to give you pain meds, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be a month. I was like, a month of pain. So there we go. Only I can laugh about that. I was somewhat laughing when I talked to the doctor. It's like, you're not really making this, your bedside manner needs some work there, doc. But I appreciate the honesty. I like honesty. I do like the honesty. I do. I've always appreciated honesty. And stuff. When my bosses are honest with me, I appreciate that. It's a brutal truth, but I appreciate that. Anytime you don't want to hear that, but I appreciate it. So that's really awesome. So that's also what's going on in my life. How much pain can I endure? That's what I want to know. I mean, like, really? I've been through some pain. I'm trying to think what was the worst I've ever felt. And there's been a few times in my life that, yes, Stephen, the power came back and internet came back today. 3 weeks later, Stephen, 3 weeks it took Comcast to restore my internet. And it happened just 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago. Wasn't just yesterday or whatever. It was right now they restored it. But anyway, I think the most painful, I remember there were 2 times. I think both times I had a sinus infection. I felt so miserable. I was in college, I think, back then. And then right out of college, I got another one and I felt miserable. And I remember I didn't want to tell. I used to be very private with my health. Now I'm loosening up a little bit about it, but I'm very like when I get sick, I don't want anyone to know. I get mad at myself. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be, bothersome to anyone. And I keep a lot of my health problems really private. But when I drove, because I knew I was sneezing blood, coughing blood. It was bad. And I remember going I coughed and sneezed and blood was all over my mouth. I was like, oh my gosh. I pulled into a gas station, did this, and asked them where their bathroom was because I didn't want them to see it was just blood everywhere. And so, like I'd been punched in the face or something. So I went to the bathroom, cleaned myself up. I was worn out, dizzy, about to collapse. And so I knew I couldn't make it back home. I was in Lafayette at the time, which is South Louisiana. I live in North Louisiana. So I drove to Baton Rouge because it was quicker. Because I had some friends in Baton Rouge. Stephen, if you're still watching, it was Bruce's parents at the time. They lived, outside of Baton Rouge, Clinton. And I knew I could make it there. Now, Bruce, Will, they were all in college or gone. So I just spent the night at the Hubers. Just because I was kind of part of the family back then. And so, oh, yeah, you're welcome. Older games. I love old games. I don't get enough of them because the ones I'm looking for now are really hard to find. The ones I'm looking for are really hard to find for a good deal. But I'm still looking at getting 1 or 2 of them this year. I'm hoping. Anyway, but I love vintage games. I love vintage games so much. Play them all the time with my little girls. But anyway, so yeah. So Mr. Bill was a pharmacist. He owned his own pharmacy back then, Steve. I don't know if you knew this. He had his own pharmacy. And so I didn't say anything because, again, I've always been very private with my health. So when I got in, I pretended I was just tired and I just wanted to sleep. And they said, sure. So I spent the night. I was coughing, sneezing, whatnot. I got up. I didn't feel good. I cleaned my face off again because I saw there was more blood. And I went to eat breakfast and acted like nothing was wrong. Miss Lowell, his mother, went to go change my bed sheets and saw blood, and then came running back and goes, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing. I'm just tired." She went, "No, there's blood all over the sheets." I was like, "Oh, Miss Lola, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll pay for the sheets." And she goes, No. What is wrong with you?" Because she said, Bill, we need to get him to the. So Mr. Bill called the doctor, and they found he knew the symptoms of a sinus infection or whatnot, and they gave me a Z-Pack. Now, Mr. Bill, and this is back in the day, you can't do this anymore. But Mr. Bill gave me the drugs and signed the doctor's name. You can't do that anymore. It was a simpler time back then. But gave me the Z-Pack and told me, he said, take the first 2. And then he said, tomorrow, Matt, you're going to feel great, but you need to finish off the Z-Pack. And I went, feel great? I feel terrible. And so I took the first 2. And the next morning, I felt like Superman. I was like, yes, my healing ability. I am the Wolverine. And then I did take the rest of them, though. But I was like, holy crow. And until, what was it, last year, 2 years ago? I can't remember. If Tony can remind me, I used to keep Z-Packs. Mexican Z-Packs. I'll go ahead and tell you it was Mexican. I have a connection in Mexico. Mexican Z-Packs, which are just like my friend who's a nurse. She goes across the border because they're cheaper there. And it's the same ingredients. I mean, we're getting screwed by the pharmaceuticals here, folks. We're getting screwed by pharmaceuticals. So anyway, Mexican Z-Packs, and just I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I had to throw them away because they had expired. They're probably still good, and I got rid of them. But that is what I kept. And a giant bottle of ibuprofen, like the highest thing, And it's funny because a friend of mine used to come over to my house because she had severe headaches. And when she'd run out of her prescription Tylenol or high strength, whatever, she'd come over to ask me, do you have a few I could borrow? I said, sure. And so I think I gave her the bottle because I wasn't going to use them. They're the super high strength, the one you have to get a prescription for, those bad headaches. And they gave me those. I didn't ask for them. They gave me those because they said, this would be good. This will knock out your headache like that. And I was like, it's okay. Yeah, I didn't get it. It looked like Ash from Evil Dead. Oh, okay. Groovy is what he says, right? Groovy. Yeah, I love Evil Dead. That's another movie. I need to watch those again. I don't know if I will ever watch the TV show. I might watch it one more time. The TV show was so-so. I think it went a little too long and a little too drug out, and I didn't like any of the side characters except for Lucy Lawless. Lucy Lawless is fantastic in Spartacus. And, that's another thing. There's a lot of streams I was going to do. One of the streams, we're going to review House of Asher. House of Asher. Stieg and I said we were done. Stieg broke and said, Matt, I'm watching it. And I was like, really? He goes, you need to watch it. Now, that doesn't mean Stieg endorses it, but he said, you need to watch it. So I watched it. Bernardo was all in. So now we're going to review it again. Going to do another one. I got to get that stream up hopefully soon. What's my dream car? The Batmobile from the Super Friends cartoon. I mean, if you want to know that, or the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. I always loved Dukes of Hazzard. It's not going to be a Lamborghini or something. Like if I could have any car, I would not pick. Isn't that weird? I would not pick a Lamborghini. I would pick the Batmobile. The Super Friends Batmobile. That was my favorite one. Superpowers. The Batman 66 vehicle is really cool, but everyone has that one. And I always love the cartoon version. I'm sure someone has one. Did I watch Captain Power? Yes, I did. Is that no. I know who you're talking about. I did not watch Captain Power. I watched Captain N, the Game Master. Yeah, orange 69 Charger. Yeah, there was a General Lee flag and everything in the parking lot, and it was at a car lot, used car lot. It was gone in under a week. Someone bought it. Those things don't last. If you can find one, and I'll be honest, I wanted it. You still got the Superpowers Batmobile? That was a fun one. You still have that one? You still have your toys, don't you, Matthew? Man, dude, I remember getting that for Christmas and absolutely loving it. Okay, so to be honest, the kids are kind of on their. My wife isn't here on Saturday. She's working. She's up at the theater, so I've got to go watch my kids. We are at the 30-minute mark too, but I can't let the kids, go wild too much before they set the house on fire. Anyway, folks, I got it. We'll be back. Maybe I'll do another stream. This has been fun. No more 9K celebration streams, that's for sure. But anyway, thank you so much. Hey, big thank you to everyone. Thanks. I know I'm at like 91K or something, not 91K now. So I'm so late in doing this, but I really appreciate any and everyone who subscribed to me, whether it's for Star Wars, board games. I'm super happy you guys are liking the RPGs. I'm loving the RPG reviews. I'm so thankful I got like 3 or 4 weeks recorded. I recorded some more during the internet outage and uploaded them at my parents' house. Uploaded them at my parents' house, filmed them here. But I'm super happy y'all are just as excited as I am. Because I remember every time I started doing this, I went, is this going to interest anyone? Is anyone going to be interested in these? And y'all really have been in the comments and everything and the views and everything. And I've been really happy because it is very nerdy. It is very nerdy, but it is very interesting. Like I have had a great time reading through these RPGs. And boy, howdy, did I read through RPGs in the past 3 without internet? That's all I've been. I am so far ahead in my reading. I am so far ahead. I have videos to make, more videos to make almost than I have books to read. Well, probably not, but I have a lot of videos that I can make now because I've read a ton over the past 3 weeks, a ton of stuff. Anyway, folks, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good weekend.